Here's question number 24 on the higher calculator paper. Now, first thing I notice is that this question has a star next to it. And as we read through it, there's a formula. M is equal to the square root of S over T. S is equal to 3.47, corrected 2 decimal places. And T is 8.132, corrected 3 decimal places. The question says, by considering bounds, work out the value of M to a suitable degree of accuracy. You must show all your working and give reasons for your final answer. Okay, so this is quite a tricky question. It's worth 5 marks altogether, right? There's not a lot of sort of workings out that you have to do, but you have to understand about bounds, upper bounds and lower bounds, and you have to think about what they're asking you to do. And not a lot of people actually answered this one correctly. So those of you aiming for A's and A stars, if you can get it, it's 5 marks, right? Well worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at S and T in turn. So I'm going to try to make sure I state everything clearly. S is 3.47 and T is 8.132. So the maximum value that S could take is going to be 3.475, and the minimum value that S can take is going to be 3.465. For T, the maximum value that T could take is going to be 8.1325, and the minimum value is going to be 8.1315. Okay, so I'm already getting some marks for that, indicating the upper and lower values of S and T. Now, what I need to do now is to work out the maximum. So the maximum value that M could take, and I'm going to work out the minimum value that M could take. So the maximum value that M could take, if I use maximums from both S and T, I'm going to do the square root of 3.475 divided by 8.1325, and for the minimum I'm going to do the square root of 3.465 and divide that by 8.1315. And again, I haven't done any workings out yet, but I'm picking up marks for this already. For both of these, I'm going to use my calculator to work out the values of each. So I'm going to first of all work out the square root of 3.475 and divide that by, so look at that, that's still inside the square root sign, so I'm going to come out of the square root sign, divide that by 8.1325 equals, and that gives me 0.2292204, and it does carry on. I'm going to stop just there. I'll work out the other one. So the square root of 3.465 and then come out of the square root sign, divided by 8.1315 equals, and that's going to be 0.2289185 and so on. Okay, I don't need the calculator anymore for that. What I do need to do now is this last bit, right? You must show all your working and give reasons for your answer. And then the question itself said, by considering bounds, work out the value of M to a suitable degree of accuracy. So I'm just looking at this, and one of the things I've recognized is if I put that to 3 decimal places, it would be 0.229. And if I put this to 3 decimal places, it would also be 0.229. So I'm going to put this is 0.229 to 3 decimal places, and this is also 0.229 to 3 decimal places. And the sentence I'm going to put at the end is the value of m to 3 decimal places is 0.229 for both calculations. And just thinking about if I need to put anything more for that, and that's a fairly complete solution. So both calculations, I'll put a bit extra in there just to say using upper and lower bounds for S and T. Okay, so that last bit, that's just a bit extra. It's not essential, but I've just indicated that I did use the upper and lower bounds for S and the upper and lower bounds for T. I worked out the maximum that M could be, the minimum that M could be, and then I used those two values to come up with a degree of accuracy where they would both be the same. So to 3 decimal places, they would both be exactly the same. This is a fairly complicated question, and there haven't been many like this. So make sure you're familiar with it, and if you do get another one similar to it, make sure you can do it and get full marks.